Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, I got to the Kleptomania convention a little bit early, but all the seats were taken. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and check out Famous Stage 1 from Electric Lute.
Ancient Greek mythology, the Roman lore as well. There's a creature kind of creepy, but he's got some sex appeal. He stands at 9'7", and you never hear him talk. He's only got one eye, but he really likes to rock. They send him on the village, and so what if he did? Now face up just men about the Cyclops kid. He's got a tiny temper and an itty bitty fuse. If you're the one who lit it, then you're probably gonna lose. Mysterious and mighty with a really killer mind. Lives in a volcano making weapons for the god. They say he ain't a baby, so what if he did? Now face up just mental about the Cyclops kid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Famous Stage 1 from Electric Lute. This is a game about being in a band, trying to get to the top of the charts, just trying to get to the gigs, and all sorts of funny, kooky musician goodness. Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds of gameplay because there is a lot going on here. I'm just going to tell you the basics and what I think. Now, first of all, you have these game boards. They're pretty big, and one looks like kind of like a sound mixer thing. The other one's got shops, and you're kind of going to your gig location and your map there. And what you're going to do is, first of all, you got a ton of cards here. You got an event deck you're going to shuffle. You got song 1 deck. You got song 2 deck. You've got some goal cards that you're going to put out at the top of the deck as well. And you got your contact deck. You've also got decks for the shops because you got various shops on the board. You're going to go ahead and shuffle the cards for the shops as well. And you've also got a deck of venue cards. You're going to shuffle the venue cards. And you're going to put them on the gig map. Now, players are each going to get their own player board, and their player board's going to have some stuff going on. Critically, you've got your timer. Everything you do in this game, probably the chief currency of the game, in addition to the money that you actually get, is time, because all of your actions take a certain amount of time. You're going to have to watch that. Now, there is also a promo part of the board, and you're going to roll a dice to determine exactly how much it's going to cost you in time to move up on the promo board. And the promo board is going to be an important factor in final scoring. Now, essentially, every round consists of the week, which is your actions, and the weekend, which is getting to the gigs. So what you're doing during the week is players are going to alternate taking turns, and there's a lot of different things you can do in the game. You can spend your time to go to any of the tracks. You've got the writing track. This is where you actually write your songs. You'll get a song card as you do this. You've got the rehearse track where you are actually going to move up and increase your skill level because your skills are going to be very important in the game. You can move up on the network track. And the network track, you're going to be drawing contact cards. And these contact cards can do a lot of things, a little bit more on that later. And then you can also advance along the advertise track. You can advance along the advertise track essentially to build hype and to get crowd dice, and that's going to be very important when it comes to the gigs. Now, I should point out, each of your bands are different genres. You could be rock, you could be pop, you could be country, or you could be metal. So you start out with a singer in that genre. But as you get these contact cards, you'll get other musicians, different instrument players that may be in your genre, they may not be. Either way, you can go ahead and you can actually place them kind of in your band tableau. Now, if that band member is the same genre that you are, you will get bonuses. You won't if they're not. But you go ahead and you can use these contact cards to build that. But you may also get people that are trying to heat you, your street team. And what you can do is you can actually use those cards, place them down beside your player board, and they've got a little arrow at the bottom that aligns with a track at the bottom of your player board, on the side of your player board. So as you're putting down more and more of these street team, they're increasing bonuses that you can get, like re-rolling dice and stuff like that, along that side of the board. And there's a lot of other different types of cards that you can play at this time. And critically, you don't necessarily have to play it for its main thing. Each card up in the corner has some other kind of action. You may be able to gain certain items or certain things by playing by discarding the card and playing that top action item. Now, you can also choose to go to the shops. There's different pawn stores and thrift stores. You can go to those places and purchase items there for cash money. You can put those gear or that clothing that you purchase there on the other side of the board, and again, you can use it to use it to mark a track that it will give you certain kinds of bonuses over the course of the game. After everybody has taken their turns, they passed, you've run out of time, then you're going to go to the gig map. And essentially, if you have any of your buses that are on a gig, you can go ahead and do that show. Now, again, the various actions you're taking in the game are going to give you dice. And when you get to that place, you can go ahead, you can roll the dice. And if you hit certain number levels, that's going to tell you how successful at that gig you are, how much money you will make. Now, after you resolve the venues, you can actually book any idle vans. If you have any idle vans, you can place them in the certain kind of beginning spots to get to those gigs. It's going to take you a certain amount of turns to get to those gigs, but you can go ahead, you can place them out there and prepare them to move forward on subsequent turns. Next, you're going to look at the icons on the event cards. You're going to resolve the event cards, and the card will be out to show people it's coming. You can go ahead and you can resolve the event at that time. Next, you're going to go ahead and kind of get through the shop cards. Essentially, the shop cards are going to kind of move to the right. You're going to put out new shop cards for the next round. Next, you're going to pass the first player token, the spotlight, to the next player. You're going to advance the calendar, which is the turn track, the round track. And then you are going to roll the promo die again to see what the value will be for the next round. And then finally, you will reveal a new event for the next round. After the final round, the 12th round, you go to the finale, which is scoring. You're going to look at all the money you have, and this is crowdfunding. You're going to look at the money you have. You're going to divide it by your promo number, where you are in the promo track. That will give you the number of fame points you're going to earn. Next, you're going to publicize. The musicians you have will have their unique kind of scoring goals. If you've met those goals, you can go ahead and score fame points off of those cards at that time. Essentially, you can put out up to 5 of your cards, your song cards, and then you actually look at your skill level. You get that number of dice, and you assign dice to your cards. You roll the dice on each of those cards, and you can keep the highest number on those cards. You then multiply the number on the card with the number of the dice that you rolled for that card, and then you're going to add them all together, the song rating all together. Then you'll divide that by the promo, where you are on the promo track, and that will give you kind of the album rating and that number of fame points. Whoever has the most fame points wins. Famous Stage 1. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. Okay, so there's a lot more going on there. That's just kind of a brief overview of the rules. There's a lot more nuance and a lot of other little things that happen during the game, and a little more choices and things that happen during the game. Now, the theme is very interesting, and I think the theme here comes through very, very well. The designer of the game, I believe, is a musician, and you can certainly tell this is a labor of love, and there's a lot of, like I said, the theme is very strong with this one. You know, I've never actually been in a band. I mean, I guess I was in my high school band. I played saxophone for a while, but I've never been in kind of a garage band or anything like that. And so the theme didn't really get to me as much as it did to some other people, including Chris, who I played with, who actually worked sound for a band he was telling me for years. So the game has a lot of good choices here. It's got good choices, of course, with your actions. There's a lot of things you can do for the actions. You can try to get on the promo track, spend your time to do that. You can go to the shops. You can go up on the other tracks. You can play cards. And I really do like games that let you use cards in different ways. And I like how, some of these cards can be band members. Some of the cards can be your street team. Some of the cards you just want to play for the top little icon that you get. So there's a lot of fun things you can do just with the cards, which I really appreciated. I like when games do that quite a bit. Now, we did have some issues. The rule book is not great. It's not horrible, but it's not one of the better rule books I've read. And I think the game could have benefited, the rule book could have benefited from some more examples in places. The gig map track, we were scratching our heads trying to figure that out for a while. Eventually, we understood it and we got it, but it just didn't seem as clear and as straightforward as we were hoping it would be. So that was a bit of an issue there. Now I got to tell you too, this game it's a bit of a Euro, right? You're getting resources and spending resources and what have you. And to me, the game, first of all, I'll tell you this right now, the game was fun. I enjoyed the game, but I felt like it wasn't as tight as it could have been. I felt like in places, it felt a little more clunkier. I felt like some of the street team and the clothing and gear. I felt like maybe some of that was, I don't know if unnecessary is the word, but it just felt a little, there was a little bit more to it than there really needed to be there. I felt like this game maybe would have benefited from being kind of slimmed down and just cut to the core of the game. That's just me. I appreciate some other people may appreciate some of the variety there, but I felt a lot of the time some of these things were a little distracting. Not a big deal, not a big deal, but that was an impression that I got from the game. Artwork is good, aesthetic is good. I think it, like I said, it nails the theme. My feeling was, as I say, I had fun with this. I enjoyed it. I didn't fall in love with it. And I think the reason why I didn't fall in love with it is largely because of the theme. You know, I like music, but it's not like my favorite thing ever. You know, popular music, right? And so, and certainly not making it and being a musician in it. So the theme kind of didn't really penetrate this cold, dark heart like some other themes do. And again, having said that, I liked the game. I think Ray and Chris loved the game. I think they really, really got a kick out of the game in a way that I didn't. Now, again, I enjoyed the game. And for me, this is a game, if somebody recommended it, I would absolutely play it. I actually told Ray I'd let him have this one because he really liked the game. So I think this game and how much you enjoy the game is really going to be dependent on maybe the theme. How much do you like the theme? That would be a factor. Like I say, I liked it. I didn't love it. But with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give Famous Stage 1 a 6 out of 10 on the Cody scale. It's a fun game. It's an interesting game. If somebody were to suggest it and said they wanted to play it, I would absolutely play it with them. But it just didn't sing to me. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we'd ask you to please leave a comment for us here on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, on Twitter. We'd ask you to like and subscribe to all of these. It's very important that you like and subscribe to this channel. That means a lot to us. And if you like what we do here, please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, military history, books on history. I even post some of my lectures on that channel. Please subscribe to that. It would mean the world to me. And if you do really like what we do on this channel, I would humbly ask you to click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. So I recently asked a German girl for her phone number, and I'm just waiting on the digits. So far, she just gave me a 9.
He fought Kronos, the mighty Titan, in all battle most exciting. Made a trident for Poseidon, and out makes Zeus his bolts of lightning.
Okay, I'm going to move here. And I'm going to fate you.
Why? You said anyone fake.
You fated me.
That was different.